Hello, midnight coders. There we go. Wow, right off the get-go, technical difficulty. Step inside the igloo. Coffee is on. Pour yourself a cup and have a seat. Tonight is a little bit different. So there is no guest joining us in the cafe this evening. Instead, Hayden and I are pulling up a seat. Sorry about that. There is no guest joining us this evening in the cafe. Instead, Hayden and I are going to pull up two chairs and have a little honest conversation about something that we all go through: how we actually learned code and how that has changed over the years and what that looks like now in the age of LeetCode and AI. So, this one is a little reflective, casual, and very real. So, make sure that coffee cup is full.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
let's rewind it a bit and not talk about why we chose program, but rather how we learned it. So, Hayden, what did learning to code actually look like for you in the beginning? Was it full of tutorials, copy and pasting code, breaking things?
Dude, for lack of better terms, it was an absolute shit show. Um, I remember when I first started coding, dude. This was back when, first of all, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Um, it was a lot of tinkering with stuff that I didn't understand. Right? I didn't know how to write code, but I knew how to read. I tried to read it like English, and I just tinkered with things. Um, so we share this in common, like old RSPS code bases. And you know how bad they used to be, right? That's really what got me started into it, and so I would just mess around, like start changing values in things. Um, I didn't really read any books. I did follow some forums, and it was a lot of copying and pasting code to start. That's what it was, just copying and pasting and tinkering. Whereas now I think it's a little bit more structured. Like now I'll read documentation. I didn't even know what documentation was before then.
A
Now,
lot of
what
people
about you,
struggle
Mike?
with.
How did learning to code look for you?
I was going to ask you if there was a moment that, around what moment did you have when code finally clicked with you? Things finally started to,
Ah,
quote, make sense.
I fully believe that it hasn't clicked yet. Like there's so many things to learn. I can't give you an exact moment of when it clicked because I don't think it has.
That's very fair. That's
I'm still learning every single day, right?
to get answer your question. I very much the same thing. It was a lot of tutorials that I followed from various different websites. I remember going to the library out in my town and taking out a book about
Mhm.
SQL, trying to understand that was. This was probably midway through my started to try to figure out databases. I had no idea what this was, and there wasn't as many resources now. This was like thousands.
Right.
And so I went to the library. This phone book of a book about SQL, where it actually had like written out queries, how you design tables, functions work. And that the cool thing about that was little hand notes that people would leave along the head of a page or along the side of the page, and
Mhm.
somebody would leave, and it was honestly kind of cool to see. It was like it was almost like reading a post and seeing little comments as you go through.
That is awesome. That
Um,
is really cool that you guys are benefiting each other. Like you're passing along a little bit more extra knowledge than the book provides to each other. That's really cool.
it was really cool to see, and there was a few other books that I've checked out from the library that had similar things about data structures, trying to figure those out. And like early days of trying to figure out Java was an awful lot of Stacked Overflow,
Mhm.
trying to search documentation, even though I didn't fully understand what documentation was because it looked like user manuals to me.
Mhm.
Um, and so I just sort of would skip through them and use the search feature to try to figure out this is what I need. This looks like what I need. And like I would search through things like Stacked Overflow, search my own thing, and I'd see what I put, and I'd copy and paste that verbatim and see if it would make adjustments to it, tinker with, see if I could like poke the bear, so to speak.
Right. And this kind of transitions to one of our other talking points about AI. But Stack Overflow is being used less and less and less every single day because people are heavily relying on AI. And how do you incorporate AI into your learning model? Like, do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing?
Uh, I personally think it very much depends on how you use it, because like
Yeah,
I
I agree.
I won't lie, I don't exactly know how to vibe code. The longest time of my life, vibe coding was throwing on headphones, putting on some good music, and just typing out some code,
Vibing.
literally just vibing and writing
Yeah,
code. Like that
yeah,
was my definition for like 20 years.
right.
But honestly, this new day and age, I don't really know what vibe coding is. Like some people tell me it's just you type, prompts to AI. Other people tell me it's you voice chatting to AI and like basically back and forth with it, which like I don't know. But like personally, I started using it write Java docs for myself in like large
Mhm.
programs I wrote write. I started using IntelliJ's AI assistant to just right click and generate me an AI given documentation based off the code, and that was my initial experience with AI. Was great, saves me time writing documents.
Mhm.
Um, and then when I started doing a little bit more web development, I realized that I could not style my websites worth shit.
Right.
I knew what I wanted in my head. I just couldn't put it to to words. And so like I'm almost relearning JavaScript and CSS in this new era myself, but I'm doing it in a way where I can almost visually see what I want, tell it to AI and have it spit out what it does. Then I'll run through it, learn from it, see how it did it, and be like, oh, that's that's what my head looks like.
Right. Now, I do like what you said a moment ago, where you said it depends on how you use AI. I think that's a very, very good point, because I think you should use the AI in tandem with traditional learning models like reading or like engaging with your peers and stuff like that. And to solely um, rely upon AI could be quite detrimental, I think. Like, because it makes just as many mistakes, right? Whereas now, if you're coding it yourself, you're the only one to blame for that. You can just write better code. The AI is kind of static in that way. It only knows so much, unless and then you're fighting with it. Um, and people have they're so delusional that they put 100% of their trust in the AI, and it will create them a working application, no doubt about it. Like, it's really cool, but that comes with a lot of risks, potential vulnerabilities in the code, that could be easily overlooked, especially for people who exclusively vibe code and don't know anything about coding. They won't even know what to look for in terms of vulnerabilities,
That
and
actually
that's quite
happened.
scary. Yeah.
That actually
What
happened.
if
You remember hearing in the news about the AI built social platform
no.
that left their um there was no security built into it. There's no it was
Yeah, I
completely
could imagine.
vibe coded, and there was no security thought or any kind of model, so there was actually users that were able to just go in and give themselves admin access to the database.
Yeah,
And then
that's scary, especially.
that lasted for multiple days before it managed to
Mhm,
get patched. And that just goes to
right.
show that inexperienced people are using this technology to build platforms that have no idea what they're doing properly. And
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of AI startups. So that makes me fear like AI startup companies that are promising these things that are being aided by AI, but potentially have flaws, have any sort of
Yeah, and
downfall
it's
or
giving
pitfall.
this sense of delusion to non-programmers thinking that they can code. Like, what happens when a business-oriented person was like, "I want this app. I don't want to hire a developer." So now they vibe code this thing entirely themselves to save some money. And this we could see this happening more and more and more in the future,
Oh,
where people just they don't want to hire people.
I actually know. I'm not going to name it. I'm gonna name anybody. I know of people that own their own business and have taught themselves to vibe code, save themselves
Right.
because it was cheaper to pay
Absolutely.
AI credit than it was to pay a developer.
Right. And that comes with a lot of flaws that can be easily overlooked, especially with somebody who doesn't know anything about the code. All they know is that it works for the most part, but they don't think about this technical debt that they've created for themselves.
Exactly.
Even if they were aware about it, they wouldn't be able to fix it. They'd have to then hire another developer to come in and fix that. But I do think we're going on a little bit of a tangent. How do you learn from AI? Like, do
Uh,
you copy and paste the code that it generates verbatim and then like kind of pick and prod at it and see what it's doing and try to memorize that?
well, I when I started using AI to write code for, I started out by getting Chat GPT. So initially, I would just give it a prompt, ask it to make me an HTML page, or ask it to save me some, or I would ask it to
Hmm.
like, this is my would provide it my HTML that I had, and I'd say, okay, now I want CSS file that's going to style this in a specific way, and I would take it verbatim. I would put it into my application, run it, and see if it worked. And then once I realized it worked, the curiosity part of me would kick in and go, how does it work? Then I'd go through and I'd read
Hmm.
the codes to see if I can understand it so that I can personally get a better understanding of it. That way, I don't have to rely on AI to do it for me so that I can actually understand what's going on.
Right.
It's been a very slow process, and I'm not going to lie, CSS is a very painful language to learn, in my opinion. I don't know, it's changed so much over the years. Um, but JavaScript was something that I used to use quite frequently in my younger years, and it has become less and less used in my as my years grew on. So it's something that's kind of rusty. So um, lately I would start asking IntelliJ's built-in IDE to generate me the code, generate me some help, and it would actually write it for me. I found out, which is good in some ways, but also kind of a pain in the others because sometimes I just ask it how to do something and not edit my files.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of flip flop between Junie and the AI that's built into IntelliJ. Um,
Hmm.
but very much so, I try to make sure that I read rope, not only make sure it's not gonna like throw expected errors, um, but also because I just want to better myself and my own knowledge, try to refresh.
Right. I kind of have like a little rubric or a little set of steps that I do whenever I copy code that are just generated for me. So first thing I'll do, I'll paste it in verbatim, see if it works. If it doesn't work, I scrap it. If it does work, then I say to myself, like, what is this doing exactly? Like, what kind of steps did I miss? And how could, well, first of all, I would like to try to write the code myself. I only ever use AI if it's something quite novel or I'm just not I'm not totally sure how to do in the moment, I'm sure with like a lot of effort I could figure it out. But if I just want it done quickly or at least have it mostly done, I'll use AI. And if it's something for front end, let's say, I will not read it. I honestly, I trust the LLM will do a good enough job and I'll go and tweak it if I need to. I don't care about that. I hate the front end. So I don't care. With the back end, I always ask myself if there's any sort of potential attack vector or vulnerability in that code. Especially if it's like sensitive.
Mm.
I will not submit my code or like commit it to my repo unless I have gone like step by step and see exactly what it's doing. I will read everything and figure it out.
That's definitely a good choice, and that's a smart move. Never trust what you're
So
provided, and always double check.
right. Front end, who cares? Who cares about the front end? I don't.
See, see, personally, I'm not like I don't know, like I don't mind. I used to hate it. I used to hate it with a passion. Then I found
Mhm.
Spring Boot and Time Leaf, and I realized that HTML is bad as I used to remember, thanks to the Time Leaf engine.
Right.
JavaScript and CSS are still kind of painful. CSS is I I definitely get my AI to do that for me because like I wrap my head around CSS.
Mhm.
Be fair, I don't like it. It's too much style. It's too much front end. I'm more of a
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't mind JavaScript because it's very logical, right?
mhm.
CSS, HTML, I don't do anything artistic. Much more autistic than artistic. I just rather not touch it.
See,
I really struggle.
I will say that HTML with Time Leaf I have discovered is not as creative as I thought it would be, or like
Right.
artistic. It's more structured than I thought. Like you're basically setting up
Yes.
tables and sections and like
Hmm.
so like I don't know. It's especially with the fact that I can pass the Java object into it and handle it as
Hmm.
if I was in Java, and it just makes it simple, made it less
Yeah, no,
painful.
I totally agree. I think it's the CSS that bothers me too. It's the actual artistic side of like styling things. I'm not very creative. I've got like a very logical brain. So JavaScript too, I don't mind. I like JavaScript. I like tinkering around with cool JavaScript code. I don't mind the logic. But that's like the back end of the front end, you know what I mean?
Mm.
When I say front end, I'm just thinking about in my brain HTML CSS.
Yeah, it's usually where I used to purely think the longest time too.
You know,
Now,
JavaScript I have no issue with.
now, see, for me, in the early days of learning, it was, and even into the moderate days of learning, I'm kind of from that older. Uh,
Mhm.
it was documentations, online forums, online um, chat rooms that you would go to, like Trello servers. There were Skype calls. There were like Skype groups. There even an MSN Messenger group back in the day
Yep, yep.
of,
Nudge, nudge.
where we'd where we'd all chat and do, and then and there was a lot of trial and error. And then comes the era of or the generation that had um, learning gamified for them, where there was things
Mhm.
like Code Wars, Hacker Ranks, Leet Code, uh, Hack. There's now like Hack the Box and all these other ways
Yeah,
of learning
I
programming. That it's
let's
almost
talk about
it's
this.
totally mind blowing to me as somebody who grew up in the old era and now see all of these new ways. And then, of course, evolution from that, which we kind of skipped, is now the AI era. But like
Mhm.
stepping backward, um, learning by gamifying the code seems to be something that is still very, very common. practiced.
Oh yeah. I think this transcends just coding. I think gamified learning, in anything that you want to teach somebody, it piques like people's interests, right? It keeps them engaged. It makes it fun so they want to learn. It's no longer a chore. It's no longer something that you have to do. It's something that you want to do. And I think you're much more likely to retain the information if you can make it fun. So I remember we briefly brushed on this, I think the very first podcast that we did. And I was
Mm.
telling you about with my son, we do a couple games that are very fun and also insightful. So one is the letter game. So to teach him like vocabulary, we make a game out of it, and we will pick a letter, and then we will come up with words that start with that letter until we can no longer think of words. And like, there's no points or anything, but like the more complicated the word, the more like the bigger round of applause you would get. Um, and it makes him happy. Like when you reward him with that feeling of, oh, he did a good job while you're playing. He loves that game, and we play it every time we're in the car. And he's quite a articulate little boy because of it. I think it was. I don't think that was the only reason, but I think part of it is because he enjoyed learning new words because of this game.
So were code games a big part of learning for you? Like at any point, like
No,
mid
not at
to
all.
late? It's like I know
No, that
from personal experience, I haven't even experienced them until I met you.
mhm. Yeah, they're very new to me as well. Like I enjoy doing them, but that's after I've already pretty much plateaued and learned everything that I already know. Um, I find that the current era of coding games are quite gimmicky. Like they're fun and they do test your programming knowledge, but it's nothing practical. It's not you won't be writing code that you'll submit in any sort of professional context whatsoever, except for I have another tangent, but I'm going to skip that for now. Um, the one practical game coding game that I found that is very fun and has practical applications is Advent of Code.
I've never participated
Advent of
in the
Code is really
advent.
cool.
Um,
Yes, that is a lot of fun, and you really get heavy into algorithms, optimizing things. It does lack like networking things because you don't need any of that in Advent of Code. Um, so I wonder if there's room to expand there,
have
but
you?
it does teach you. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to ask if you have ever checked out the website for learning .dev.
I did. Is that the RuneScape one?
Nope. This one is
That's not
one.
RuneScape one.
No, boot.dev is a website where first off you write code so that you can level up your character as you go. I talked about a similar thing that I was
Yes.
talking that I was actually inspired by this to write what I was talking to you. And so multiple different languages. You can fight bosses by solving. You collaborate as a community to take on like world bosses by everybody collaborating, taking on boss, solving problems, and uh, different structures and problems. And it kind of again turns learning kind of an art, which I think is
Right.
really interesting.
Yes. See, I'm looking at it now. For those of you watching my stream, I'm on the boot.dev website. I also love the theme of it. I think it looks really nice. It does kind of look like RPG-ish.
Hmm. I'm a huge fan of their website and the way that they specifically have gamified it. It's not just
Mhm.
you playing against playing against other people to do something. It's more or less
Right.
you feel more like building an account, building and
Hmm.
like they I don't know, it's kind of like how you were giving your son little this is the dopamine boost that you get like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
physically leveling up, I'm learning code, I'm progressing, and it's a really cool concept. I don't know if there's any other gamified ways of similar to this little style, but it's
There is one on the coding game website. There is a little RPG. I'll demonstrate this one in 1 second. A little water break. I don't have any coffee. I'm not sharing my screen, am I? No.
no, you're not.
Let me share my screen with you. So on the coding game, I hate how they omitted the other G from coding game, so it's actually like Codin game. Because well, I mean, I guess
Mm.
with two G's it would look weird. Like this flows better. But anyways, oops. So on the coding game, there is solo puzzles, and there are these like little RPG things where you have to code to like do
Oh, okay.
something.
This is the community driven website, is it? That people submit?
So the coding game, the one that we played, those have a lot of user submitted questions. Whereas these ones here, I think these are developed by the people who maintain the coding game.
Okay.
But you
Okay.
can see it's very akin to like code that you would see in a game, and then you have to like let's say make this player like maybe one of them would be you have to write a star algorithm to path find and traverse around these obstacles and get them out of this thing. So it is a little
Okay.
practical, although I've tried it before and it could use some work. It doesn't look very good, um, and it's quite clunky. Whereas the coding game, or sorry, boot.dev, this is much slicker. I think this has maybe a little bit more potential, which is why you see it being advertised everywhere.
Yeah, Lane and his team did a great job of
Hmm.
setting this up. And like
Yeah, this is.
the whole thing, it just feels like an RPG game.
Is there different languages or is it just Python?
Um, I want to say there's other languages.
Oh yeah, here Git, JavaScript, Python, SQL. Yeah, yeah. Docker. I might actually use that for Docker. Um, Interesting. I think this is a
Yeah,
very, very good resource for people that want to get into developing for sure.
I actually accidentally stumbled across this on somebody else's video on you watching. Oh, it's the
Yeah, I
Primogen, because he has a
yeah.
page on here where he has a
Yeah, I had this absolutely shoved down my throat on my YouTube algorithm. Like I see advertisements for this website all the time. Um, I've never checked it out because obviously professional Java developer, I don't really need to learn Java. However, there are things that I could learn from this. Like I might actually take a look at the Git and the Docker and Kubernetes modules that are on here. Those look like I could learn a lot from those. CI/CD as well, maybe. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna check these out after the stream. Well, actually, maybe not. I gotta go to bed. Maybe tomorrow.
prof is in the live chat. He's telling
Right
us that
on. Hello, Prof.
he actually learned programming rather late compared to most compared to the
Hmm.
cool kids. He started when he was 20 and he's now 22.
Yep.
And he says that he
How old were
learned it.
you when you started coding?
Me?
Hmm.
I was around the age of 11 when I started.
Yep, I would say that was approximately when I started too. I think I was a little bit younger. I think I might have been 9. It was somewhere around there, like 9, 10, 11.
Prof
Water.
Prof seems to
Ah.
say that he wants that he used to he learned by the boring way of books.
Yeah, no, couldn't be me.
And
I didn't have AI slop. I had code base slop.
see, I had a mixture of books, documents, and spaghetti code.
Hmm. Yeah. I should have read docs. If I were to go, how would you if you could do everything all over again? Let's say AI didn't exist. Let's screw AI for a minute. You go back to 11 years old. What would you do differently in your journey to learning how to code?
I would pay more attention early.
Mm,
things that you think are little, like
yeah.
understanding simple data structures and understanding not only just knowing that, hey, this array stores data, but this list also stores data in a way that's better. It's like
Right.
it took me a while to realize that, know, under the hood how an actual list works, and that it is just
Hmm.
an array that is, dynamically scaled up as needed. Um, but if I could go back to my younger years of learning, I would tell myself to do less copy and paste
Yeah.
and more
Yes, I
research.
agree.
Research,
100%. How
because
was your support system? Like, were you involved in any communities as a young age? Or
no,
from a young age, sorry?
I was in um small city of just like 30,000 people, small city,
Hmm.
and I pretty much lived under a rock. I had very little friends, next to no friends. I had like people that I actually hung outside of school, um, and I was pretty sheltered. So I spent a lot of time in my parents' basement with my computer, just
Yeah,
doing
I meant
research.
more so like online. Like, were you part of any online communities?
Um, Sorry, I thought you meant like about any sort of like around me social circles.
Right.
Not in the initial days, because it was the internet wasn't as, I guess, well rounded as it is now. Um,
Mhm.
the early days, there wasn't really a lot to learn from. There wasn't a lot of circles unless you like people. Um, I spent a good amount of time on Reddit and uh, after it started to come around. I didn't actually get involved with online development circles until I started doing s- it more, I guess, less sandboxy and less like poking
Mhm.
around and trying. It wasn't until I guess I started to try to learn. I started reaching out in different circles, different people. I tried to mingle it on Stacked Overflow, see if there any connection there, but it just seemed like I was into the private server scene, and that just a cesspool. Toxic people that really didn't really want to help other people. They rather flame
Oh, yeah,
them than
I'm
help them.
very familiar with that scene. Yeah.
Um, so wasn't until I'd say about 2005, 2006, when I was about 15, 16, that I managed to find a few people in school that also were sort of techie nerds. Um, and they didn't necessarily know how to code, but they were interested in it, and they like sort of looked things up, and we all kind of tried different things. We built a couple different apps. We built a couple vicious scripts to kind of screw with our high school teacher. Um,
Oh, do you I don't know if you remember this. This is something I used to do in school. There was a command prompt command that you could shut down computers remotely if you
yep,
had their IPv4 address. So I
I
would
used
get
to
the
do that in the
IPv4 address
computer lab.
from, yeah, somebody's computer. I'd go get their address when they weren't at their spot. I'd open up the command prompt in school and just shut down their computer. I'm like,
Oh,
why isn't it
I
working?
I did that one day in high school. So because there was only one network,
Yes, yeah.
I managed to do a network scan and found every device on the network, all the office computers, all the lab, like everything. So like I managed to screw with the network a little, um, and um, basically I brought down. I didn't bring down anybody's computer, but I brought down the network. So
Right.
then the administrative staff lost internet connection. They couldn't do anything. All the teachers and their computers. and minor panic for an hour. And
Yeah.
I, I,
I,
I
I've
remember I remember that so vivid. It was so much fun.
I've done some very similar things, if not worse. I'm not gonna sit here and incriminate myself.
Well,
But
my
yes,
God.
I was a menace.
So in high school, my high school computer teacher, who honestly the man should not have been teaching a computer class, took him like 20 minutes to figure out how to take a picture of the screen. That was with us
Mhm.
telling him to hit the print screen button,
Right.
and he still anyway. So I did absolutely nothing in his class, but basically poke the bear all semester. And the teacher got rather annoyed at me. I told him that by the end of this class, I'm going to walk out, and thought I was very cocky. And to be quite
Mhm.
frankly, I was very cocky at that age. Um,
I
so when it came time for the final exam, I came in and I handed him a thumb drive. I said, "Here, plug this in and give me my A." And went and sat down.
Yep.
Plugged it into his computer, and then little black box popped up and disappeared.
Oh, run.ini or whatever it is. The file that launches an application when you plug in things on the USB. Like, or
So
was it like a rubber ducky kind of deal?
every single key on his keyboard got remapped
Mhm.
to do something. Whether it was
Oh yeah.
flipping the orientation of his screen, whether it was changing the contrast of the color. I had it would expand the disk tray. It would like it was
Mhm.
just so fun. I would at one it would change his language so that it would be when he'd
Yeah.
hit this. I forget the key mappings I use now, but like if he hit something, his whole thing would change from English to French, or like
I
English. Like, it was great.
I'm not saying that I did anything with this as to not incriminate myself, but I remember my elementary school website. This was while I was in elementary school too. I've been on the computer a long time. My school website used ASP.NET, and on the staff login, their password field was vulnerable to SQL injection.
Oh my god!
And
Dash dash.
yeah, that was really neat. I remember I told my mom about it, and I think my mom reported it to the school. Nothing happened. Like I didn't get in trouble or anything, but they thought it was really cool. And I think finding something so cool like that, where I felt like I had a lot of power, just kind of like perpetuated my love for computers. And that like that was one of the pivotal moments I think where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like this is so fucking cool. This is so much fun.
You think yours is bad? Uh, Prof is in the chat saying that his friend accidentally deployed WannaCry on his school computers.
Oh yeah, no, I've done way worse. I'm not talking about them, but I was a menace. I was a very big menace.
Yeah, I stirred the pot a lot in school.
Hmm.
I was an asshole. I was young. We all were.
Yeah, we were
We all
young. We
were.
were young and stupid, but it was
Hmm?
fun, man. It was so
Oh
much
yeah.
fun.
And yet here we are as adults giving shit to the younger kids that were doing exactly what we were doing,
Yep, yep. Look at
just in
us.
a more
Well, because
modern way.
we know better. We don't want them. I mean, we don't want them to do it, but I wouldn't be upset if they did. You know what I mean? Like, just to see them. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
So going back to the lead code things, um,
Yeah.
let's tackle one. Let's tackle one.
Let's do it, dude.
All right, you want to do
Are we
your?
gonna let's
let-
do it simultaneously, or do you want to do it together?
You know what? Screw it. Let's just. I'm gonna watch your screen and we're gonna pick it apart while you do it, and then we're gonna switch up afterward.
Sure. Yeah, we can go one at a time. Let me find a leak code problem.
I was gonna say we'll watch. I'll look at your screen, do that, and then after pick apart the lead, rip into some AI. We'll get Junie to generate us a project. Talk a
Sure.
little bit about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
while it does that, because I think it's take a minute to generate us a project. Where am I? What am I
Sure.
looking for?
Sure.
Found
So
you.
Okay, let's find. I don't want an easy one. I don't want a hard one. Let's go medium. Hmm. What looks fun?
Can you filter these by any chance? Like, is there a filter option?
I don't know. Yeah, there is. String, hash table, math, dynamic programming, sorting, greedy. Oh,
Oh,
here's all the
oh,
tags.
there's a that's not tags. Scroll down a little bit.
Hmm.
There's a filter button next
Hmm.
to the search. Can
Okay,
you filter
filter.
out difficulty? Difficulty is what?
Oh yeah, let's do difficulty is medium, and we did a Java problem.
Uh,
Okay, longest substring without repeating characters. Let's see this.
I thought that said 37,000 in results. I was gonna say, holy fuck.
Hmm. Okay, so given a string s, find the length of the longest substring without duplicate characters. So I'm assuming that once it gets here to A, it will return ABC.
That'd be the first duplicated yet. So
Right.
output is 3.
I didn't know if they had to be concurrent or not. So, oh
Oh,
yeah, it says right here the answer is ABC with the length of 3. Note that BCA and CAB are also correct answers. Okay, so it doesn't matter the permutation. So automatically, when my brain, what it thinks of when it says no duplicates, I automatically assume hash set.
mm,
So what I would do is I would iterate over the string. So let's do for and I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus. Then I will have a hash set of, let's say, character, and this is scene is equal to new hash set. And then I will, okay, so let's say, okay, yeah, here. If scene dot add, um, let's get the character, so car c will it be equal to s dot character. I hate how there's no
autocomplete.
not auto completion. What's it called?
Code prediction.
Yeah, no, not code prediction. Like an LSP. There's no LSP. So here, if I can add it to the list, then I continue. If I can't add it to the list, then I should return the string, so s dot substring of 0 to I minus 1, because we want the last iteration, and then otherwise we can return null. And, oh wait, return 0. Oh wait, sorry, this is just asking for the length. Oh, okay, so this will just be I. Return I. Now let's run this. I think this might actually be a function, I can't remember. Oh, I need to log in.
Uh,
Is there oh yeah, I can sign in with GitHub. Awesome. Should have done this before. Okay, now let's run. Return 0. Why? Oh, because it's not in the function.
oh, didn't even catch that.
Return 0. No, here, length. Yeah, so it is
Okay, so yeah,
a
length is a
function. And it is okay, so this needs to be I plus 1, I believe, and then I can test all the test cases. So let's run that again.
oh,
This is outputting 4. It's expecting 3. What was the input? So the input was ABC, and
ABC.
I'm returning. Yeah, this should be just 3 ABC. So let's see. Um, let's print everything out.
Oh,
So here, BBBB, output 2, it should be 1. Okay, so let's go by line again. So I have this scene set. I iterate through all the characters, and I try to add it to the hash set. Oh wait, is it automatically importing? Is it? No, it has to be. Yeah. Okay. I just seen that
no
there was
imports.
no imports. Yeah.
Well, technically,
So I was
it
wondering.
must be because it is running and it's saying that you're getting the
Yeah.
result of.
Hmm.
So it must be
Right.
automatically taken,
It wouldn't
I
even
assume.
compile if I didn't have this on the class path. Okay. So
So,
if it's seen it, then I will return I. So if it's, but I think I want I plus one, right? Because if I've seen it, like let's say let's write this out. So if I have ABC, A, so this is index 0, 1, 2.
oh, so should that be return if it's should it be returning
But then when I'm
scene
here,
dot?
it should return here. So so this is on 0, 1, 2, 3. So when I get here, I if it doesn't get added, I want to return the length of I. So I at its current status. So
Oh, should
if
it?
this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I just return I, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, I believe I just want to return I. And then otherwise, I return 0. Now, what is wrong with this?
Oh,
This is actually a
um,
very simple. Is it
see,
just I?
I was wondering if because that failed case three.
Yeah, okay. So Y. P, W, W. Okay. So Y is failing case. Wait, why is this expecting 3? Because PW, and then
Should
I hit
only be
another
two.
W.
Yeah, it should only be
Yes.
two. Why is that one expected? What is
Let's see
the
this.
oh for
Here, it
this?
here's the test case here. The answer is WKE with the length of 3. Notice that the answer must be a substring. PWKE is a subsequence and not a substring. Sorry? Oh! It doesn't necessarily want us to do it from the start. It wants us to search the entire string. So the longest,
Ah, okay.
okay, so let's say ABC was 3, and then we hit A, right? It doesn't want us to return 3. It wants us to find the longest substring without repeating characters. So like let's say this was uh
Oh, yeah, right at the very top.
XYZ1.
Right at the very top.
Yeah.
Find the length of the longest
Yeah, the
substring
long Okay,
without
I
loop.
see. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so
So,
we're just coming
let's
at this wrong.
Okay. Right. So now let's make this into a function. Another function. So public int get substring or get non-repeating length. Okay, now here we can have a record. So I can do like int record is equal to integer dot min value, and then I can do string to check is equal to s, and then I can do do I want to be I can brute force this. This is going to be a very bad answer, but we can do this. Okay, so first let's do int I is equal to 0. I is less than to satisfy it. And then we will do record is equal to math.max of record and uh, int value is equal to, or length.
While you scratch this together, I'm gonna go top up my coffee. I will be right back.
Yes, non-repeating length. And we will pass that in s, or sorry, to check. And then we will give this length. And then here we can return the length. Now here, I could just brute force every single um hmm. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So let's do s or sorry, to check. No, sorry. S dot length. And then here I can do um s is equal to s dot substring from I. And then we'll repeat that again. Or sorry, not s. That won't work. Sorry, this has got to be
Okay, so I'm back. What is going on?
sorry, get non-repeating length. And then sorry, one moment. This shouldn't be s. This should be to check. is equal to check dot substring. So this is a terrible way for those of you who know what I'm doing. Please roast me because this is just how my brain thought of it first. I'm just brute forcing every single one, but this is a very bad way to do it in practice.
All right, you heard it here, viewers. You're watching.
Yeah,
You're watching live. It's time to roast Hayden.
absolutely. Okay,
He opened
why is
himself.
this
He
not
opened himself
compatible?
up to this roasting.
Um, Incompatible type. String cannot be converted to int length. Oh, to check should be
Should be.
okay, if
It's. You're asking it to be
string,
in. Yeah.
yeah, to check, and this will be here. There we go. This should work.
Not find symbol line. Oh,
Sometimes. Oh, this is record. And now I'm getting it out of bounds. How come? So to check is equal to oh, this should go to length minus one.
should it?
Okay, why is this still not working? So to check is equal to two. Okay, range 4 2 out of the bounds for length two. To check is oh, I see. This should be s dot substring I.
Do you still need that -2?
No, you're correct. I don't want that. But this should probably be minus one.
Wait, did that
Uh,
just accept it with
yeah,
the
it did work.
-2?
Yeah, but I got lucky only
Okay, there
because
we go.
there's no length. There's no length of like two near the end. There's probably one later on. Anyways, so now let's think about how I can optimize this. So right now I'm brute forcing it. This would be in exponential time. This is n times n or n squared, which is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. We could do this in constant time of O of n if I use some sort of sliding window. Mm, do I want to do that? No, I should just submit it and see because I think LeetCode will tell you how optimized your solution is in comparison to everybody else. Um,
Oh shit! It compares you. There is it like a leaderboard?
it's yeah,
Or is
kind
there?
of.
Is that
It will run it and it will profile it and see how long it
what?
took to run. Yeah. Okay, so
No,
this is a very bad solution. Just so you know, this can be
no.
done in O of n instead of O of n squared, which I'm doing, which is terrible. This is
So
not scalable whatsoever. But because our data set is small, it's fine.
sorry,
I'm gonna
sorry,
go ahead and
sorry,
submit this.
sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah,
So is this gonna go ahead? Is this gonna tell you that like you've done this better than X% of? Ooh, output
sorry.
is.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so here's a problem.
Oh, because it's an empty string. So we wouldn't that
hmm
just be a matter of if string is empty, return zero?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. If s dot is blank, or we can also check if it's null. If s is equal to null, or it is blank, then we just return 0.
Okay. So now, again, sorry to get back to my question. Is this going to tell you that you? Oh, you got to trim it. S dot trim
Why? Oh, I see.
because
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
space.
Yep. Let's do s is equal to. Can I do this? Dot
S is
trim.
equal to S dot trim. I believe you can.
I should actually do this here. I didn't know if you could reassign parameters. Not. I think yeah, you can. Excuse me. Submit that
That's interesting that it gives you extra tests after.
here. Oh.
Oh, you want to
Here,
expect?
let's do
Whoa,
this.
expected
So,
is 1.
oh, why? Oh, because it's a space?
because it's a space,
Spaces matter.
apparently.
Um, okay, so then I don't want to check if it's blank. I just want to check if it's null.
But didn't it throw us
Oh my
the
god, I'm
error the
guessing it's
first
one.
time, saying that it was a blank thing, that it was, yeah, this one here, and it
Here,
gave us
okay, so
back the
actually,
negative.
instead of this,
Yeah, I set that to
let's actually
0.
set the record to be 0 by default. I'm testing, or I'm passing most of the test cases. Okay, 880. Now, they're always throwing something my direction. So this is outputting 0 when it should output 1. Why is that? This should
So
work for any sort of character, not just alphanumeric.
Prof is saying that he wants us to do it without allocation.
No, I could. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it in like linear space complexity. Well, actually, no. You mean like no space, no heap allocation at all?
uh,
Yeah, no, thank you.
Sorry, Shaw has just jumped
Actually,
in.
no, wait, I could do that.
Shaw has just jumped into the voice
Hmm.
chat. Sorry, not the voice chat, the chat, and he had said, "Who do we have on today?" Today we actually don't have a guest. We're actually just sitting out, hanging around, and shooting the shit about how we used to learn how to code, how today's era is learning how to code, and sort of how the future is going to be learning how to code. Right now, we're testing out
Hmm.
how some of these leet code things that are uh, a hot topic
Hot
right now.
commodity.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay, I
So,
want to see why is sorry.
I was just going to say, so this is looking for a space.
Yes. No. Why is this outputting 0? It shouldn't. Um, top length, if you've seen it before, return 0.
So is space is being counted as
Oh,
an
actually,
actual
this could just be
character?
1 by default.
No,
Yeah, yeah, it should be. So this could actually be 1 because we're checking, here we could just check
if it's
if
null or blank.
s dot length, yeah. Well, not blank because I think blank removes
No, blank
all
doesn't
byte.
remove
Oh, no, no, yeah,
anything.
you're right. Yeah. Then I would actually just return 0.
That might
Otherwise, I could return 1 by default because if it's not blank, it has at least one character.
that might work. Let's try that. Let's try that.
Why is this still not working? What is going on here?
Okay, so
What is going on?
instead of is
I just want to make sure
blank,
that is a space.
yeah, it is. Instead of checking
Well,
is
it could be
blank,
like a tab.
instead of checking is blank, I can't remember if it's is blank or is empty. One of them trims it and then
Is empty
might be is
would
empty.
work. Oh, wait, why did I run that? I should submit it. Okay, I got 2 more test cases.
So
Okay,
now
now.
AU is supposed to return. Why does AU means what's
Well, it
is
should
there
because
is
that's the
well
longest substring.
well okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
But why isn't it returning 2 is the question. Oh, because it might be here. Um, Here to check is equal to s. I is equal to 0. Mm, no. I minus 1. No, because that will.
Screw it.
Yeah. Here.
You're still gonna have to take
Okay, this is something super simple that I'm just totally overlooking.
Oh, I feel you. Staring at the same thing, wondering
Honestly, I shouldn't be brute forcing it. I should use a sliding window instead. Hmm.
uh,
Let's see. Oh, a quick water break. You love how I have my water in my Sprite bottle?
I honestly thought you had Sprite, but Sprite is clear.
Yeah, no. I got this from work on Saturday, and then I just filled it up with water. I don't have a water bottle, so I've been every time I want to carry water around with me, I'll go get a drink from work, and then okay.
So,
What is going on here? Let's actually bring this into an IDE.
is there a way to see what?
Oops.
Just make it a scratch file. Just make it a scratch file.
Oh yeah, I can do that, can't I?
Scratch file. Java.
In Java. That's cool. I
And
didn't
you
know you could do that.
and just Control A, Control V, and let's go.
Don't make anything static either. Don't do this bad idea. Or actually, I'll just do. And
Oh, it's because you didn't do
it's got to
Control
be a
A.
static class.
You didn't do Control A to. You
Yeah,
just
it's
call
got to
this
be a static
class.
class.
This doesn't need to be named Scratch, like class Scratch. You could just.
No, I understand. I have a. It's because I have a class inside of a class, and my class was not static, and I was calling it from a static concept or sorry context.
Yeah, I just meant that
Okay.
you could have just put the main method inside of the class and
hmm
technically then just called um,
Okay. So
length.
now let's actually step through this. So we have AU. Let's put a breakpoint
Run it right now and see what comes.
here.
See if just make sure it comes out as works.
Yep. I would expect to get the same answer as the IDE.
Oh
Or
yeah,
sorry, the
hundred
leak
percent,
code.
100%.
Yeah,
I do as
one.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. Now let's.
So now, yeah, let's go through this. We'll set a breakpoint here, and we'll see what it's doing. Okay, so, oh wait, maybe I should do it
You
here.
can step into it. Step into it. Nope, the other one. And yeah, there you go. Step into
Okay,
it.
here we go. So now it's checking AU, and then if I step into it
Step
again,
over. And that's gonna go into this method.
oh, I see, yeah. Um, okay, so it is checking AU to check AU. So what is I? Scene
You'd have
size 0.
got to step into that next.
Mm-hmm.
But I is
So
0.
I is, yep. So then if it's scene A, which is false, so then this should continue. So now it's checking AU again. Scene has a size of 1. I is at 1. U, size equals to 1. How many times is it doing this? Okay, size is equal to 2. Oh, and then it's just, why is it, it's returning 0 here.
Returning
Oh, wait a second.
because
Oh, hold
there's
on.
no what?
Int size is equal to 0. And then here, you can do size plus plus, and then return size down here. Let's rerun this. Oh, I want to rerun it.
Would just okay. So this
It's still returning 1. Why? Why?
out of curiosity, matter. I was gonna say, what if it returned scene dot size?
Ye- that would effectively be doing the same thing as what I'm doing here. Um, but I want to. Hmm. Yeah, let's try that. Scene dot size, not plus size. We'll just add it. Oh, but no, because I want to return early. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Well, I mean, technically, the way that we're doing it now, just returning size is not returning.
So this will work. Problem with this is it won't check for, it won't stop when we hit a repeating character.
So slap a different. It'll
It
work for AU. So slap a different thing in there.
Yeah, it will work for AU, but it wouldn't work, for example, for AU, BB, DD. So this should be 2, but it will return
No, shouldn't it be?
4, I
Shouldn't
believe.
it be 3?
Oh yeah, sorry,
AUB.
AUB. Yeah, yeah, sorry. It should return 3, but I believe it's going to return 4. Yeah, yeah, as I expected, because it's no longer taking into account the
So what if you go back to the way you had it before? But
yeah.
then going back, keep going back, back.
So this,
I'm curious if we go back before this and right there where we return I, what if we
yes,
return size dot or scene dot size?
that should effectively be doing the same thing.
Now does that return 4 or 3? Or
1,
just 1? Oh, because AU. Shit. Okay,
right. Um, so here, size equal to 0. Here I want to do size plus plus, and then return size. Oops. Oh no, here I would not want to return anything. Return 0. Yeah, that's correct.
this
Now,
is
okay.
I was gonna say
Okay,
because
let's cut through this to the debugger again.
once you first increase that size, you're initially going to return it. So no matter what, once it hits 1, you're going to. I don't think that that return statement
No,
is
but
in the
it
proper
should
place
be. Oh, wait a
in
second.
that aspect. Oh, that might work. That might work.
I think it actually has to do with this bit right here. Um,
What if that
to
was
check.
what if that
Sorry,
was
this
called
here.
before?
To check is equal to let's dot substring I, and I'll check it again. Hmm. So this should be I, but then oh, oh wait, no, this should still work. Let's do this. If length is greater than record, then record is equal to length. That should effectively be doing the same thing. And then this here, s dot substring I. I think this is the problematic code right here. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Slap a breakpoint on there.
Yeah, hold on. Before I do that, I want to see this again. What? Did I not hit debug?
No, you did, but it doesn't hit that code.
Oh, right. Okay, scene size equal to 0. Size equal to 1. Size equal to 1. Checks AU. Size is equal to 2.
No, the size of scene is equal to 2.
Yes, yes. But then this should increase size, right? Which we return size. So it's effectively doing the same thing.
If you look at the bottom there, you'll see where it says, to your right of where your mouse is, writing down, scene is a size of 2 and size is an integer of 1.
Where does it say that?
To the right,
Oh, here, yeah,
right there. There you go.
yeah. Yeah, okay, so why is size 1? Why
Because
is
size
size 1?
size plus plus never gets called is what's going on. So it's never incrementing that.
Mm, but it should.
The only thing that
Hold
it's
on, let me think about
increasing
this.
is for some reason is the size of scene, which I'm trying to figure out why it's
Scene.add. Let's look at the documentation. Adds a specified element, blah, blah, blah. Where does it return? Returns true if the set did not already contain the specified element. That's what I want. So if I didn't
so what you want is to say if it
successfully add
did
it,
add yeah, what you want is if it did add it to increase the size and then don't want to return size right there, you want to return size at the end.
um, mm,
Like take that return statement out of there. Oh, no, no, no,
oh,
no, no, no,
here,
no, 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 no,
here.
no. Leave that in there like you did. Leave that in there like you did. But take the return statement out.
No, because I want to return early.
But then you're only
If I
gonna
don't return early, it will continue to go over the characters and it will add to the size which I do not want.
yes, but right now for every character that you add, you're going to increase it by 1, and you're instantly going to
Yes.
break out of there, no matter what. So even on the first find, it's going to break. Like, not find, but like
Oh, wait, I think you're. No, yeah, but that's what I want. I want it to break if it doesn't add it to the list. So what I have right now, let's say I have A, B,
so you
A,
want to add. So
right?
you want to add an if else statement, then, don't you?
I'm not sure. Let me explain my thought process. So here's what I'm doing. I have a set, right, and it's empty. I add A. If it successfully adds A, it this doesn't return. Oh wait, hold on.
Yes, exactly. So what you want to do here is if it's been added,
Ah,
increase the size.
yes,
Else, if
here.
it hasn't been
Yes,
added,
you're
you want to.
correct.
That's what I've been trying to get
I
at.
think you're correct. Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it just took me a minute to get there, but still won. Uh, 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 uh. Size plus 1.
Is it even calling
Why is
that
this
though?
getting overrided?
See, scroll down for a second. Scroll down for a second. Where are we?
Is this never being hit?
That's what I'm wondering. But at the same time, you returning 0 then wasn't too.
Well, it's because I had size here 0 or 1 to start with. Still 1. What kind of tomfuckery is
Well,
going on here?
what do you got for the record? Your record equals 1. That's where you're getting it at. So your record is never being updated here.
No, even if I
Record
have it as
size.
0.
Then it's going to return 0 now.
No. Oh, it does. Why?
Yeah. So your record
So
is
2
never being
check.
fully updated. So if length is greater than record, is not appropriately updating that. The way you had it before might be the way to
No,
use it.
it is updating it. I just think that this is never returning anything bigger than. Okay, let's debug this here. So let's see if this line 20 gets hit.
There you go. It's not getting hit. I'm telling you. Put it the way you did before. The way you had it before, it would actually work. Unless you're
Record is
looking to
equal to
say,
1. Okay, so let's do record is equal to mathematics record and length. Still 1.
um,
That's because length is returning 0, I think. I think it's always returning this right here.
oh shit. Okay, hold up. Go up there. Go up. Go scroll up for a second. Take lift that out. Lift to check out of the for loop.
To check where?
because sorry, the
This
length
here?
equals, yeah, I think it's because you're technically
No,
passing
no, no.
through.
I want that. This is a part of my brute forcing. I want this in here.
Okay. I'm just in my head. I'm thinking that the nested for loops are thinking,
Mm-mm. This is so simple, and I don't know why I'm struggling with it. I blame the late night hours. This is so trivial, but yet I'm struggling with it so much. Okay, let's look at this again. Oh, here, let's return. So if it hasn't seen it,
slap
if
a
it has seen
breakpoint
it,
on
it
that return.
returns the current side.
Slap a breakpoint on line 30.
I
Not even getting called.
no, I think it is. It is being called. I just don't think you can set a breakpoint on a return statement. Can you?
Sir,
If I hit this right here.
if you place it somewhere that you can't call it, it doesn't. It will
Oh, I
turn.
see.
Yeah, it'll turn into a no, like a no sign, circle with a line through it. So size, in
Here it's saying
fact,
size
is
equal to
2.
2.
But it's
Nope.
returning 0.
There we go. Okay, now
There.
let's
Take
give it
the
another test. Actually, let's
copy that. You
yeah,
don't want the static word.
I know. All right. Let's run this, make sure it still works. Okay.
And submit. Cross fingers.
Oh my god,
Accepted.
there we go.
It
That
beats
is so
five.
annoying.
It
Okay.
beats 5% of people. Oh my god! It
Yes.
actually, not that that's impressive, but it actually tells you how.
Yeah. So the reason my solution is so bad is because I'm doing it in O of n squared time complexity. This could be done in O of n log n or O of n with a sliding window,
Okay,
which I do not implement.
I'm
So
totally
how about this?
curious. I'm totally curious. Take the description.
AI?
Take the description. Copy it and throw it
Mhm.
into ChatGPT and see what
That's what
it
I was
comes out
thinking. I
with.
was thinking the same thing.
I'm just curious now.
S Now, I'm assuming so it's going to give us the because this is such a trivial question that everybody's done before, it's going to give us the best answer. And I suspect it will blow every other answer out of the water. Or be in tied it'll be tied with the best answer. Um, and I'm assuming that they're going to use a sliding window. So let's go back to
Um, oh, I'm
no, not
top
solution.
left side, left hand side description.
Ah, thank you.
There you go.
So I'm actually not going to ask ChatGPT because ChatGPT is kind of stupid. I'm going to use Claude. So write, oops, a Java function
Solution.
that, what's the word? Uh,
I would have said for
what's
the
this?
write a
That
Java solution
I'm
for this.
looking. No, I know. I'm thinking of as satisfies this description, and then have this here. Okay, yeah. So use a hash map to store characters in their most recent index. Current character, and then yeah. So it's using a sliding window. So let's copy this.
Okay.
Awesome. And let's give this a run and submit that and see what it. I'm assuming it'll be 99%. I don't know if this is comparing it against all languages or just people that have submitted this using Java. Because if you implemented this exact same thing in like C, it would run even faster than Java,
Damn.
even though it's the same implementation.
Not the Prof
Yeah,
just,
so here.
look at that, 85. It's less than what you thought.
Well, it would have been 100% or 99% across all the Java solutions, but because I think we're comparing against other languages, so I'm competing against like C, Zig, Rust, etc. All these very performant languages.
Does it does it do that unfairly? Like, compares it to other languages as well? Because I feel like
I
it's
would
kind of an
believe so. I
unfair.
don't think that's unfair per se. But yes, I do believe it's probably comparing it against all languages because this is the best solution you can do. Having a sliding window, I could not think of a more efficient solution than the sliding window.
Um, in our group chat, not that you can see it, I don't right now,
Mhm.
with Prof, he had sent us a code snippet for C++ algorithm that
Yep.
beats more than 79% of people.
Oh,
But
is it only 79%?
he wanted to do
He's
it.
also
He
he's also
wanted to
using
do
sliding window.
he wanted to do it without heap allocation.
Yeah, I see. He's also using a sliding window in his solution though too. That is, and there's nothing on the heap. Oh, okay. Let's. I'm gonna see if I can try to decipher this. So you get your data, return it early. Seen at. So, hold on. Seen at here.
That must be
Oh,
something
I can't
similar.
search this.
That must be something similar to
Um.
okay, yeah.
Oh, I see. 16 times 256. Oh yeah, because these are characters. Sorry, character and a boolean.
Seen at is
Right.
seen which is
Yeah, and then he's doing a
yeah.
sliding window here.
Yeah, Prof.
Now I want to see. So this used 45 megabytes and has used 8 megabytes. That's insane. Uh, to be
It's also
fair,
C++
I
for you. This is
yeah
Java. Java's a little bit bigger.
yeah I do believe that this memory usage here also incorporates like the entire JVM too,
Hmm.
or like any classes loaded by the JVM. So I don't think this is a fair comparison.
Uh, so now that we've experienced the um now that we've experienced the leet code side of things,
Hmm.
what do you say we come up with a little problem that we can prompt our
Ooh, this is a good exercise. I don't know if you've seen in the Together Java Discord channel. We do have a channel called Coding Sudoku, where people will submit user problems, and you have to try to figure it out. We could
um
absolutely come up with a little puzzle.
I was going to say we could, looking for an AI prompt that we can get AI to generate us a little project and see how good it does. However, I do have to
Sure.
question now that we've had a little look at this lead code before we jump into that. How do you think that platforms like LeetCode could help make developers better now that you've experienced one
So
hands-on?
I do have two different thought processes because one, it is good to keep engagement and to encourage learning. However, a lot of the questions that are posed to people are not super practical. That like it's mostly just like algorithms. It has nothing to do with like clean code, data structures, design patterns, stuff like that, which I would love to see more of in a game. I don't think any of these games cover any of those topics. It's basically just algorithms. If they could find a way to incorporate um like different data structures, actually no, they do data structures. If they implemented like design patterns and stuff like that inside of the coding game, and teach clean code and like how to follow style guides, I think that'd be awesome. So I think they're good, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement to really make it a really big powerhouse of a learning tool.
Now, how do you feel another way to people learn code is I've I've seen is they try to prep themselves for real world skills by doing
Mhm.
interview driven preparations. So
Okay,
they
this is
focus them.
another thing. So one thing that I hate about interviews too, especially in programming, is they ask you a lot of these leak code problems, which are unpractical. I think the whole system is flawed. Um, I don't want to have to memorize algorithms to show that I'm a good coder because it's not. It is a metric, but it is not a good one at all. It is not a good metric to see if somebody remembers how to implement Dijkstra's pathfinding or some other super optimized implementation of
I
an algorithm.
I
It's
do
just
like
it's
how
not
you word
practical.
that. I do like how you worded that. How it is um, more about seeing how well one memorizes. I like that word that you used. It
Yes,
does seem like interviews do seem like they target seeing memory, which is your skill. I feel like
right.
they try to see how much you have memorized because it's not even like they're
Hmm.
asking you things that are second nature. Um, they're asking you little like nuances about the aspects that you're going through.
Right.
So it almost seems like some interviewers are actually looking to trigger your memory and see just how well you remember
Hmm.
things versus how well you understand, know, and execute things.
Absolutely agree. And it's super flawed. There's lots of good developers that don't get jobs because a lot of these interviewers, first of all, or first of which, don't have, or some of them, not most of them, but some of them don't have any programming experience at all. A lot, or maybe they haven't coded in years because they've been on the managerial side of things. So
That would be
it is very, very flawed.
that would be a kind of a problem in itself is having these technical interviewers who aren't exactly
Mhm.
technical themselves.
Yeah. When what I personally look for in a developer is I would want somebody who has kind of a mixture of everything. Like memorizing these algorithms is a metric that can be used, but it is not the best metric, and it is one of many that should be taken into account when you're looking for a good developer. I want somebody who is able to write clean code, that's able to write performant code. I want somebody that documents all of their code, is able to explain line by line what it's doing, right? I don't want to just see if you memorize something because often, even if I know how to do something, I might forget how to do it temporarily. I might go have to look up, oh, what was that function name again? Forget what it's called. Like, but it doesn't mean I'm a bad developer. It just means I'm human and I forgot something temporarily. I'll
I'm
remember it in the future, but when I'm put on the spot in an interview to try to see if I can remember something, that's gonna probably be counterproductive and make me actually like stressed and uh, not remember more.
not gonna lie, that's kind of like me a lot too. I'm very much in there in that same boat with you, which is also why you're the one who did the code tonight, not me for the lead code. Because I'm very much
Mm.
if I get thrown on the spot, I'm gonna sit here kind of like a deer in the headlights for a second.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. I feel
And
that.
I'm not very good
And
at
I know
remembering
you're a good
things on the
developer,
spot. I'm not very good at remembering things on the
right?
spot. I'm one who needs to take a minute and think it through because my
Hmm.
mind tries to run with like everything and every possible outcome at the same time. I usually need to take a minute to think things through. I just go.
Yeah. And see now that's where the whole system is flawed because I would hire you. I've seen your Spring code, right? It's very clean and it works and it's nice. And I would personally hire you, but I think it might be difficult for a hiring manager to hire you, which makes absolutely no sense. It's ass hat backwards. It's absolutely backwards. And this is I think we share the lots of programmers share this same testament. I've seen videos of the Primogen. I think he covers this exact same thing where he says these interviewers asking leak code style questions is so wrong. And it is. I totally agree. I totally agree. I think it's very wrong. It is fun to do them. It could be used as practice. I think it's the best thing to use? Not in its current state. I
which is
think that
which
there's lots of room for improvement.
which is conveniently why I have this developer platform, that social platform that I'm working on. Shows off your real skills,
Mhm.
showcases your actual abilities, knowledge, and
Yeah.
whatnot. And soon there's going to be a game on there where you're going to be able to level up yourself.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm interested.
Oh yeah, you're going to start your. Right now, it's going to be based around the Java language, and this is something that I
Mhm.
want to do. While we're on the topic of gamifying learning, um, I want to turn learning into a game. So I want to start out with Java course, where you're going to
Mhm.
introduced as a, I guess I'm going to call it your hero, um, or your developer hero person avatar, whatever your minion. Um, damn it,
Mhm.
minion. Okay, all right. So you're all going to have this little developer minion. That's where it's going right now, and you'll be introduced to what object-oriented programming is. And then
Right.
once you have understood and shown that you know what that is, you'll then get introduced into um, the next sort of stage, and from there you'll grow into sort of almost like a choose your own path adventure.
Mhm.
But like you'll be able to choose your own thing, whether you want to expand and learn data structures and level up, say your data. It's going to be like an RPG game where you're going to have a skill tree, like leveling up your data structure uh, knowledge by going down the path of data structures, how they connect, how they work, how this, that, and other thing. Same thing with other algorithms. Other, I haven't got a lot of details. Don't want to give too much at the same time. Trying to think of what can I say, what should I say. So I kind of want it to be this thing that kind of go more than whatnot.
Mhm.
But the idea is that you kind of step through the stages. You learn what object programming is. You learn this part of aspects. You learn Java and like what it is as a high level language. You learn different things about it, and sort of step through and journey what a class is, this is, how to properly structure, why we do this is, and sort of as you level up, you'll get these little experience milestones that your your dev minions level up, and we'll have to chat about this after the podcast
Absolutely. This
because
is
like
after hours.
yeah, because I don't want to give because again I don't want to. It's not that I don't have it thought through. It's just that I've got a lot of different aspects thought through, and it's not all necessarily a linear thing. Like I've got like chunks and pieces of this puzzle kind of scattered everywhere, um,
Mhm.
and I have little bits that I haven't thought through and that I work out. But like generally, the idea is that I'm looking to also later on expand that into um, learning about like say SQL, so that then you can bit more about JDBC and how they interconnect. And then I'm going to expand in say JavaScript and learn itself, but also help other people learn how that is built out and it is, and then how it interacts with databases. As you
Mhm.
can actually do some database stuff with it, um, and then similar idea, kind of branch out into other languages. I feel like Python is overused, so it's going to be one of my languages that gets added later thing.
Mhm.
Um, but I want to pick at different languages and add them in slowly, strategically, so that things kind of fit together. But ultimately, I want people to be able to build their little hero, and then like maybe in your profile, I can add some badges based on your developer's level, so to speak.
Right.
But it's like
No, I think that's really cool.
it's my own little idea that I've been cooking for like a month or two now that I want to try to do my own gamification of.
Have you actually started implementing this?
No, I've just got a notebook with ideas.
Right, right. I'm very, very looking forward to seeing that be implemented. I think that'd be really fun. It's like a Duolingo. What? Oh, they should add they should add Java onto Duolingo.
Um,
I believe on Duolingo. This is off topic, but I think Duolingo has Klingon
let's
and some other esoteric languages.
let's look at my screen so we can get this
Yeah,
generating some stuff while we continue to just shoot the shit.
absolutely.
Um, okay, so I want AI to create us a project,
Mhm.
and I don't ne- I don't necessarily want it to be a Spring Boot project. I just want it to be a Java project. Um,
Okay.
what sort of what sort of project can we ask make for us?
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
Let's do something simple enough that it can do it in its entirety, or should we try to be complex with it and
well,
see how good of a job it can do?
I mean, ultimately, I'd like to be able to fit it in like the next less than half an hour or so to get it to generate, but I do want to
Mhm.
be able to run it and see if it works. Um,
Sure.
and then I want to be able to kind of jump into not necessarily all of the code, but I would like to jump into specific classes or certain classes, see
Sure.
just what it did. Um,
Let's think about our prompt for. How about like a game of Snake?
just a simple snake game.
Yeah, or a game of Pong or something. But we should make
Hmm.
it a little like we need to think about the verbiage that we're going to use in our prompt. So we should tell it because if we just said, "Hey, generate a snake game," it'll probably give us a single file with all the code. Like we should make sure that they
Hmm.
use correct data structures, algorithms. They use object oriented programming concepts a lot. Tell them to use like the Java 8 or Java 7 Stream API in lieu of like loops and stuff where applicable. Like we just want it to write like a very sleek modern Java code, not like legacy code. So here I'm gonna you continue prompting. I'm gonna write out something too. Data structures. It's design patterns. Um, here's what I would write something quite similar to this. You could also this is very meta, but there are AIs that will help you prompt. So you can give it in like a very uh, minimal prompt, and it will help expand your prompt to be better for other AIs, which I think is really cool. So let's actually I'm gonna see AI to generate AI prompts. I love how meta this is. Text refinement tool here. How do I do that? Claude text refinement. Um, re oh, rewrite this prompt.
Yeah.
Here. So I just use I just used AI to generate me a prompt, which I think is so funny.
I want this to be like a swing application or it's kind of more
Yes,
basic.
swing. Well, it would have to be either. It would have to be swing because the newer JDKs don't ship with JavaFX, and there's no
Oh,
other
that's
alternative.
right. That's right. Got that. Got.
Yeah. Look at look at the prompt that I sent you. I think that's amazing.
We have AI generated.
Yes, it's so meta.
Oh my god.
It's so sick, and actually, it's actually even better to do so.
Is that like vibing vibe code? Like what the hell is that?
Yes, it
What?
is. It is. Yes, yes.
Like that's not even vibe coding anymore. That's like fucking
It's idiot proof. It's Hayden proof.
I don't even know.
It's Hayden proof, man. Like, what if a senior citizen who doesn't know how to prompt wants to vibe code? Now they can vibe code their vibe coding, man. I'm gonna compare mine to yours. I'm gonna make a new project with my prompt. Let's battle prompts.
Vibe code prompt. Look at this. Vibe coding wars. Uh
Yep, snake. Okay, so let's get Junie here. All right, let's do think more and code. See terminal commands without. I love how it's called brave mode. Allows Junie to execute terminal commands without confirmation if you're brave. That is so funny. Okay, I just submitted it off. Now let's see what this will generate for me. Mine is working
I
away.
I just told mine to get to it. I told it to ask me for any if it has any questions before it actually does anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's cooking.
Yep, mine's done. I'm gonna run it, see if it works. Let's skip that.
Jesus.
Let's skip the test.
To answer a few questions.
I love how it says the test was not executed because the human rejected launching the test. So funny. Run command. And that should be it. There we go. Okay. So let's give this a run. And oh, it works. It works. I like how the snake looks too. I wonder, like the design elements, if they will differ. Space to restart. So, uh, now I'm just playing this. I'm gonna go take a look at the code in a second, but I'm gonna see how high I can get. Ah, dang it. Oh, how did that? Okay. Anyways, Okay, this looks very, and it is using MVC pattern as well. Okay, this is very standard. Let's look at the game panel. Influence game observer. What is the interface game observer? On game state changed. So I'm assuming that's like the update loop. Yeah, on the update loop, it just repaints. Okay. Sneak. Linked list. Nice. Yep, so there's the initial snake. Occupies a point. Yep.
So there we
Game
I had to
model.
answer some questions for this thing, so now she's cooking away
Yep.
again. See what this does.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is adding in. Okay, it's creating files now.
Web servers. Yeah, this is quite clean.
I like how mine is structured.
Yeah, I
Snake,
like mine as
engine,
well.
engine, model, UI, utility.
I would love to see like how they look. Not the code, but the actual game compares. So here, oh, okay, timer dot
Curious to
start.
see how I'm
Timer
curious
dot
as
reset.
hell to see how this code is going to be honest with you. I don't know if you're watching my stream or not.
No, I was looking at mine.
I'm sharing my screen with you.
Yep.
Just
Oh
waiting
yeah,
for
that
this
looks
to
very. It looks similar to mine.
be funny as hell if they came up with the same exact.
I wonder. I wonder how they look, man. I would just skip all the tests. Like once it generated all my files, I just ran it.
I'm just letting it do its thing.
Hmm.
Build the file. Is it work? Is it going to build?
I'm very curious.
Oh shit! It even made a file.
Hmm.
Fucking way. Oh, okay. It's just
Wonder how many Junie credits I made or I used. Sorry.
probably not a lot. Quite a
Oh,
bit.
I just seen it go down in real time. I was like, ah, that hurt.
That's funny as shit.
Okay. I based. Can you open some of the classes? I just want to take a look.
I kind of want to like sit here and wait. She's all done, just
Oh,
to
okay, I see.
just so that, that in case it changes something like test fails and
Hmm.
give it criticism before it. There, it's done.
Right there we go.
Okay,
Run it.
so
Just wait. Go ahead and run it.
okay. Oh,
Oh, you got
like
a menu. Nice. I didn't get a menu.
look at this. Oh shit! I hit the
Yeah,
wall.
that looks very similar to mine. Like the actual game. I am lacking a menu. I think that's really funny that how yours added a menu and mine didn't.
I asked mine to add a menu.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
Working. It's not horrible. Ah shit! I hit the
Yeah,
wall.
okay, let's dive into some of the code.
Cool. That's not bad. So yeah, like, overall, it did
Oops.
do its best to attempt to make it Java
Hmm.
25. It missed a few things that it doesn't need there. Um,
Yep.
so let's check out the snake
So
frame.
sneak frame. Oh. Oh, okay, wait, wait. Can you scroll up? Okay, so here's one thing that I hate. So the J frame, the snake frame is extending J frame. It should instead use composition instead of inheritance. There's no reason that this should be extending the J frame. This is a mistake that I used to make early on too, because all the tutorials were like extend JFrame, but this is a bad use of polymorphism.
And funny enough, just learned from all of those bad practices. Because let's face it, it's
Yes,
an
yes,
LLM.
yes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, you should not. You should use composition over inheritance here.
Now, where else is it? This just shows the menu here.
Yep,
Um,
there
where
is the
is it?
menu panel and the game panel.
So we've got menu. Let's take a look at this. So this extends a J panel.
Yep. Um,
Um,
yeah,
so it does have, okay, it's keeping track of the game state, which is play and, whoa, what did this do?
yep.
Okay, so this is a sealed interface. Okay,
Now, instead of this being a record, this could also be an enum, which is probably better.
it's kind of
I would use an enum here.
what I expected it to be honest with you. Um,
Hmm?
I kind of expected this to be an enum when I sort of envisioned it in my head.
Right.
The game state, I figured it would just be an enum states. I don't know why this is keeping track of game state menu. I guess game state stays doesn't do.
Well, actually, this sword. Actually, no,
Well,
this
actually,
does make
let's
sense.
let's hop into a game panel. So this one here,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So another thing that I don't like that the LLM did here, it's violating single responsibility principle. So this game panel class is also responsible for the game logic, which it should not be.
I see that adding in the key listeners should be
Y-
those
Those
shouldn't.
those are fine, but they should be like the key listeners should delegate to some other class that handles the game logic.
So start game, engine start, time start, set start, quest focus, and this panel.
Yeah, I think this should be broken up.
Yeah, see
The
these
code the
like
code
these
itself,
could technically have been like I feel like handled in the main game loop and like effectively
yeah.
call the
Well,
panel that then sort of.
I will say the code itself is not bad. It
No,
did
it's
a
not.
good job with the code,
I definitely don't hate it.
right? My problem is more so um the way it went about implementing this code. Like I guess it's not supposed to like I guess there's no way of it telling like it doesn't know about single responsibility principle, but it is breaking these like core principles. But you know what? It does work, and it does learn, and it learned from people's bad code. That makes sense. It's not like the fault of the LLM, but
Mhm.
maybe this is something that could be improved in the LLM. Is maybe just listen to good code. Just-
Mm.
but then if you only trained your LLM on good code, I feel like you would have such a small data set.
So each of the it's storing each of the segments of the snake in
Hmm?
a linked list, which I
Yes. My snake class looks almost identical to yours.
check. What's the
So
point?
here, wait,
It's
can
just a set.
go back to that snake class. I just seen another error. So here, segments is a linked list, right? And when you call segments.getI, instead of segments.getI returning an O of 1 like a list would, this is doing it in O of n, which is bad. You won't actually notice anything, but if you had like, let's say you had a snake with like a billion elements, this would not run. Yeah, so you should never call dot get index on a linked list. It's supposed to be iterated iteratively, like from one to the next, or maybe that's what it's doing under the hood. But like, you could have your own implementation of linked lists, and then, or don't even use the linked. I don't know, but no, it should not be calling dot get element at index. Because look at the node function. So it's delegating to node. Now here, see you see it. It'll iterate over everything. So whereas an array list, it will get it knows where in memory like you want to get that element. Whereas with the linked list, you have to if you want to find one element, you have to iterate all of the elements leading up to that element. So you start with the head, and then you go over to the next element and the next element and the next element until it matches the criteria that you gave it, and then it will return that value at that index. But an array list, you just say, hey, I want to get the element at the fifth position. And then it will go, okay, I'm grabbing the element out of the fifth position in constant time, where this is linear time.
True.
So this is very poor for big data sets.
No, think fuck can't grow to be that large.
No, it can't. It can only theoretically grow to the dimensions of the like width and height, or like the area of the
Yeah,
canvas
like my
divided
games.
by the resolution of each square.
Yeah, my games like quote tiles. Like each of those snake tiles.
Yeah, exactly.
They're 20
Yes,
pixel
yeah.
20.
It will only grow that large.
They're 20
So you'll
pixels by
never
20 pixels, so the whole screen itself grows to be like 30 by 4.
okay. So it would be 30 by 40, so that is what quick maths 3 times 4 is 12 120. No, sorry, 1200. Is that right?
Not gonna lie,
30
I
times
got
40.
distracted playing this.
So yeah, 1200. So theoretically the snake can only grow to 1200 tiles, and with that small of a data set you won't notice any sort of slowdown in the linked list. But if you had many more elements, you would see it significantly. So it's not scalable, which in a snake game doesn't matter, but it is something to keep note of. Like, it is just quote unquote doing it incorrectly, even though it's not actually going to affect your snake game, at
I'm
least in
curious.
practice.
Now I'm curious if my snake game had the logic to. I should have added. Should have asked this thing to add a high score. Ooh, okay. So if I hit myself,
Well,
it
you
does
you can
end.
just keep track. Yeah, uh, or if you hit a wall too, right?
Yeah, you hit a wall or you hit yourself. I just wanted to make sure it
Yeah,
actually did that. But overall, that's not
yeah.
so constants. We got 800 by 600. The tile size is 20 by 20. Apparently, there's an initial delay of
This
150.
is another thing. So I
What?
used to do this too, where I would have like one file with all my constants. This is bad. Um, unless you're going to be reusing these in like a lot of places, this could be okay.
Yeah, see, I
Um,
these are all well. These are used in the
but
main panel, the game menu panel,
yeah,
and the game panel. So that's for the
yeah.
screen width.
In
That's not
this
full.
case, I would have these constants in their respective classes.
Yeah, see, the screen width and height are in multiple classes, but tile size is only ever used in here, but also in game panel. And like grid width is
Right.
only ever used in game engine. But that
Yeah, I
happens
I
to
would I
use
would
tile
add
size.
these into their own respective classes. Like screen width and screen height. And even actually, all of these constants could probably be in the game panel, and then initial delay would be in game or snake frame. I think no, sorry, not snake frame. Where's the logic of the game being done in
Game panel.
uh game panel? Yeah, that could be stored in game panel. Yeah. I would store them in their own respective classes instead of having a constants file. I think that's ugly and it's not descriptive.
Yeah, see, like, well, screen width outside of this class is used in different classes, so like I can sort of see why it is width and height is in somewhere
Mhm.
that's written once. Um, but like grid width is used in just the game engine. Like that could be lifted. Same
Right.
with game. Like these two can be lifted into the game engine. Tile size I would leave here too because that is ultimately calculation here, so that would make it in game panel and game engine. So like that would kind of justify it. Initial delay.
Mhm.
I don't even know what the hell this is here. Timer constant not initial. That should also be. And it's like you said, it's only one spot. I mean, all in all,
Mhm.
not horrible.
It did a go well, yeah, it did an okay job. It's just I'm just picking and prodding at this, just little nuances that are fine. Like they're not standard, they're not good, but they're fine.
And I mean, again, like all in
It,
all,
it
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 turned
just
out.
goes to show that AI isn't perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
That's
good, but
because
it's
like
not perfect.
even though I told it to do these things in a specific way, now I wonder if I change the way I worded the prompt, if it would do it any
Yes,
differently in the sense of
it
like if
would.
I because like I'm wondering if I asked it to do this from the point of view of a like take on the role hat of a senior Java developer and asked it to do this
Yeah,
and follow all the best practices, if it would do so or if it would still kind of fail.
I believe it would do a better job. Yeah, I believe it would do a better job.
We'll have to explore that in a future podcast where we actually try attempt to vibe code, actually vibe code it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be fun. Let's take a look at my game for a moment.
Yeah, let me bring up the Discord. Here we go. All right, so now we're checking out yours. All right, walk us through yours.
Yep. So here, this is awesome. Oh wait, so I
Real estate. Real
have
estate.
game panel.
Minimize that console.
Okay.
Just minimize it.
Okay,
Hit the
so
minimize button.
here,
Just get rid of it.
no,
Get
I
rid of
like my console. I
it.
like
Sweep
it.
it
I
under the
like it.
carpet. Okay,
No, I
fine.
can zoom in on this a little bit though. How do I do that?
Uh,
Control Shift,
Control Shift
Control
Plus.
Alt Shift. I can't use my mouse wheel.
No,
It's not Control Shift Plus.
Alt Shift Plus.
Alt Shift Plus. Oh, it's Alt
Alt Shift
Shift.
Plus. I just discovered that
Oh, I,
myself.
I
I
don't like
forget what
how it's also zooming in on.
everything.
I want to zoom in on just the code, not like the entire IDE, but okay.
There's not an easy way to do
So
that on the
here,
fly.
extending the J panel, yeah, extending the J panel here, this sort of makes sense. We're not doing any logic in here. This is just a panel. I would still probably favor composition, um, but this is better than I would say yours. Now here I have the game controller, which handles all the keybinds. I like that.
I find
I
it
like this a
funny that
lot. This looks
yours
good.
did an initial delay of 150, just like mine did.
Hmm. Okay, what else? So, let's see the game controller. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's where we were. I want game observer. Nope, nope, nope. Game model here. So here it is delegating to another class for the actual logic of the game, which this I like. I like how it did this. This is very nice. Um, ooh, ooh, do wow, do do hast. Du hast Witch. Anyways, or is it Mitch? Du hast Mitch. Snake, I also use a linked list for the body. That makes sense. Get first, add first, get first, get the body. Ba, 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 ba. Ah, this again.
Mhm.
This again I do not like. Uh, so this is iterating over the entire body. So this is actually doing it in O of n squared because it or no, sorry, it's doing it in O of n log n because every time it wants to get the element, it's also iterating over the entire list again. So this is iterating over the entire list, and then this is iterating over the entire list. So that's bad. This is very bad.
Oh, we should
This
do a
probably shouldn't use.
we should do a
Hmm?
refactoring segment. Specifically, get some regenerated project that we
Hmm.
then dive into and factor it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Touch base on why
Theme
we're doing.
panel. Yep, this looks very nice. Um,
If you guys in the comments have an idea for a podcast that you want to see, let us know. Uh, Drop a comment, drop a message, throw me a DM. Let me know.
let's see. Yeah, I think it did a pretty good job here. With
Let's
mine.
see the gameplay. I haven't seen yours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks very similar.
Oh yeah, it does too.
I like how mine there's like different greens on the snake for the head.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that it was a different color. Head is a different color. That's cool. I do think it's kind of funny how they both chose to use red for the food as an apple and green
Yeah, and they're
for the
both
snake.
circles. Yeah.
No, I just mean I think it's cute how they chose the
I did
same
find there's a
colors.
little glitch. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a glitch with mine. Even though I don't crash into something, if I move my keys too fast, if I just did down and to the right, like watch, I'll
Huh.
do this again. If I just do down and to the right like this, or down and to the left, it crashes
I wonder if it's
sometimes.
ooh, I wonder if it's because you tell your snake to turn in the opposite direction in that it's going.
So I did up. Wait, did I do left? I did up. Let me just try this again. So I did. I'm gonna go up and to the left, up and left, up and left. Hold on. Yeah, I just did up left. Wait, I want to make sure I'm not doing left up. I need to watch my fingers.
Just try to go backwards on yourself.
I don't think that works. If I do back, yeah, no, it's not doing anything. Let me try that for all directions. If I go left and then right, nope. Right and then left, nope. Down and then up, nope. So that's fine. But if I do, yeah, I did up and to the right and then it crashed. I don't know why that's happening. Probably because it's updating or it's checking for collision before I've moved the snake.
I thought it was the. Yeah, oh,
Let's see. So here, notify observers. And then that is checking observer. Observers. Where's this? Observer this. Okay. So here. Oh no, it was.
so something else that I'd like to talk about AI driven AI like generated code like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is misleading or dangerous that junior developers would then take this as, say, golden code? Like what do you feel is like a pitfall for using AI that's going to make gonna make juniors who use it
Trusting
feel
it
like
entirely.
mhm,
Yeah, trusting it in its entirety is a big pitfall. If you believe that, um, first of all, I will say AI is good. It's a very good tool. I use it a lot too, right? Even
mhm.
though I hated it when it first came out, and I was like, "Oh, fuck that! No, I don't want to use this. It's gonna take our jobs."
I
No,
was
it is
so
a good
against it.
tool to use. It's
It is.
yeah. I was very anti AI in the beginning. Now you gotta embrace it. Like that's the direction that the world's heading in right now. So you have to learn to use AI. But the biggest pitfall is believing everything that it says because it has
Mhm,
a really good tendency to convince you that it is way smart, like super smart, but it's not. It's
mhm.
not that smart, but it can convince you otherwise.
So
So
now
when you Mhm,
sorry. Now, when developers are looking at these AI-driven code, whether they're new
mhm,
developers trying to learn or seasoned developers exploring it, or maybe they're just vibe coders who think that they're doing
mhm.
the proper thing, what sort of questions should a developer ask after the AI has given you code? Like, what do you feel is some like questions we should ask ourselves?
Well, so that's hard to answer, I think, because there it's code written by the AI and code written by a human are pretty indistinguishable. So
Mhm. I
if I'm
agree.
going through a code base, I probably won't be able to tell if it's generated from an AI or not. Maybe if you're working with AI, maybe I don't know how it's used in practice at larger companies, but maybe if they added some sort of descriptor saying like, "Hey, this bit was generated by AI, so we might need to return to this in the future, and in case there's any vulnerabilities and stuff," that would be awesome. I don't know if that's what they do, um, but yeah, it's hard to answer because it's indistinguishable, man. It's just like reading a bad developer's code.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, it's bad and good at the same time. It's really confusing. I think just maybe now that falls on us, and now we have to take like all code with more of a grain of salt than we did prior.
So now, how do you feel going forward? Like, what do you think the future is going to look like for coders in the next generation? Is there going to be more gamified learning where things are going to be try to make it more fun? Or do you feel that we're going to slip into an AI era where AI is now going to replace how we
Yeah, so I have a very dystopian and like pessimistic view on things. Honestly, I think that AI is going to take over. Not in like a nefarious or evil way. I mean, like that'll be the standard. I could see programmers as a whole just diminishing more and more every year to the point because I think code will when AI advances, it'll probably get to the point where all code is written as natural language, which is very scary to think about. Um, of course, you will need humans to intervene,
Mhm.
but they will be very minimal.
Oh, I
Um,
I believe there's always going to be some level of human
yes,
involvement,
there
100%.
is. Yeah,
100%.
I agree, but it's gonna be next to none. So you know how like in our grocery stores we had all of these people um like checking out our groceries and maybe bagging them in some stores, right? And now they've replaced those all with self-checkout. And you do need a human to maintain the self-checkout machines, but maybe it's like one person per 10 machines,
Exactly.
right? So, so yes, there will always be a level of human intervention, but I could see it being very minimal, and I could see this dying a little bit. As sad as that is, I do see it dying.
So now, um, how do you feel coded, code, game, and gamified coding? Feel it's overrated, underrated, or like, how do you?
It depends on what you're using it for. Um, For fun, it's awesome, and just practicing things and getting a little sharper. But again, like I said earlier, it lacks in certain things to use it as a tool to learn how to code. Um, because right now it just primarily focuses on algorithms, but we also need to learn about data structures and clean code and design patterns and stuff, which these games fail to teach you.
I agree.
It's more so of a test of what you already know and not, well, I guess like LeetCode is a test of what you already know and not really used to learn from. It's gimmicky, but like I said, it has the potential to be better, and if they could iron out all of those quirks, I could see it being not just a tool, but the tool to learn how to code. Um, if you just, yeah, you just iron those out, and then if there will be a game eventually that is just so much fun and so educational that it could be the standard to learning how to code 100%. But I don't think we're there yet.
But I'm going to talk to you about that after the podcast, and we're
Yeah.
so now. Do you happen to have any advice that you were given that doesn't really float anymore? It doesn't really work?
Hmm. I'm not sure. I kind of just I take away the good things from developers and throw away all the bad things. I couldn't think of any advice that doesn't really hold its weight anymore that like off the top of my head. Um, but again, I didn't get a lot of advice. Like I self-taught myself for the most part. I didn't
Yeah,
have any mentors or anybody really give me like some like life altering advice in terms of code. Um, it's kind of just been on my own, so I don't know how to answer that question.
fair enough. Is there anything that you may have read or learned that no longer sort of holds up in today's modern standard?
Oh, you are asking the guy with the worst memory on the planet. I don't remember. I have a goldfish memory,
What'd you
man.
have for breakfast this
I
morning, dude?
I don't even think I had breakfast, but I don't remember. I could have. I don't know.
I love it. You got a memory like me. I have fucking sticky notes
Oh no,
everywhere.
worse. Mine's worse. No, I'm gonna have Alzheimer's when I'm older. I'm sure of it. I'm
Sure you don't
sure
have
of
it
it,
now?
man.
You sure you don't have it now?
Maybe, maybe I
Maybe.
don't know.
I
I'm not
forgot I was
sure.
I forgot I was
I'm not
diagnosed
sure
about
if I'm
this.
sure. I don't know. I don't know.
I forget if I was
Ah,
diagnosed.
yeah. Yeah, but anyways.
Uh,
Mm. Yeah, no, I don't know how to answer that either. I can't think of any advice I've been given off of the top of my head.
so you asked me a question earlier, and I feel like I forgot to ask you the same question. If you could go back to your younger self,
Mm.
is there anything you would,
Hmm.
or is there?
Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to answer this too, so thank you very much for bringing that back up. Um, I would tell myself to find a community sooner. So I was kind of like a lone wolf, like studying on my own, Stack Overflow, coding by myself. But when you add the social aspect of programming in, it becomes way more fun, and you unlock this plethora of resources called people's brains instead of something that's static on the internet. And you can't ask I mean, you could ask a question on the forums, but when you can pick people's brains in real time, and if you could find yourself a community that you like to be in and you like the people in, that is life changing. It is absolutely life changing with code. I'm very, very thankful for Together Java. That has been my home for so many years now, since 2016, 10 years ago. Holy. 10 years ago, I've been in Together Java. And I think actually, to answer your previous question, like what was one of my turning points in code? I think it was joining that community. Yeah, I
I
think
must
finding a
say,
community is very important.
I'm also a member of the Together Java group Discord, and it has definitely been a turning point this few months that I've been in there. I haven't been in
Mhm.
there nearly as long as you have, but the connections that I've made, the people that I've met, stories I've
Yeah,
heard, even just like
their brains absolutely brilliant. Like, if I'm having a problem, first of all, I like talking to these guys because they're my friends, and I just enjoy talking to them just for the sake of talking to them. And I get to pick their brains about stuff I don't know. Amazing.
that's like the most
Amazing.
that's one of my more exciting things is like getting into a voice chat with some of these people and like I could be sitting here picking away at a normal project that I'm streaming, and all of a sudden Ethan joins the chat and like
Mhm.
he sees that I'm doing something. He's like, there's another way to do this, or like, or drops a comment about something, and the next thing I know, I'm dead focused into this lesson that he's now teaching me about something that I either misunderstood, didn't fully understand, or just never took
Mhm.
the time to look into. And he's here just blowing my mind, throwing me off data and information. It's then there's just other people that jump in that don't necessarily jump in the voice chats, but just in the text chat, they're just
Mhm.
wealth of knowledge and like ask a question, you get an answer in minutes.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Um, yeah, but I would tell my younger self, be more social. It's so much more fun when you do it with people as opposed to doing it alone. It could be tedious and turn into a chore when there's no social aspect to it.
I
Which is a
completely
big
agree.
misconception. People think that people who code are these big, sweaty neckbeards that live in their mom's basement. No, programming is a very social thing. It's extremely social. Um, I mean, minus the fact that I'm probably not doing this in person with them, I'm still spending time with them and getting my socializing time in by talking to them, usually over text or video or whatever.
You and I are in
Um,
a voice chat almost every day.
yeah, 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 which is crazy. People think sweaty neckbeard, no friends, nothing. But I think that this is one of the hobbies where people probably have so many friends that are
Hmm.
like minded. Like I know so many people from all around the world that I talk to very frequently. Um, it's super social, and it should be. It's fun. It's fun.
Now, I wish that there were. You're from a bigger city than I am, but like
Hmm.
my small ass province here in Canada, we don't actually have any like coding conventions or any sort of
Yeah.
public place that we can go to something. Our closest thing is Halifax, which is a pretty big city for Scotia, but
Hmm.
ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, it's still a relatively small city.
Right.
And
Right.
they do have things like a Comic Con and like these things that go on, like a Doctor Who events that I've seen and things, but there's nothing like a coding convention where you can go and socially develop.
Right.
So I find myself that I'm restricted to a lot of these webinars and live streams that Java
Hmm.
1 puts. I wish that I could go and be there in person and partake in these, shake the hands of some of these big name developers scene. Like I would love to pick their brains, like get inside their head for a minute.
Right. Yeah. I don't go to any of those conventions either. Most of them are they reside in Toronto, which is a couple cities down from me. Um, but I get all of my socializing from online mostly. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
I
in
get
terms of coding
I get 90% of
online.
90% of my social Discord calls and chat rooms.
Yeah. In coding, like in real life, I actually don't have a single friend who codes. I don't know anybody in my personal social circle that codes.
I'm the same
All of
way.
my buddies, yeah, I think this is pretty true for most developers because it's such a niche thing. I have met a couple developers, usually just students who are getting into it. So we never formed any sort of kind of relationship because they didn't know much about it. Um, so yeah, I never really befriended them, but
I've met
yeah, no,
a
I've got tons of friends online who code.
I've met a few different. Actually, funny enough, well, around the COVID time is when I shut my lab tech business down. But
Mm.
I actually serviced a guy's computer that was a game developer, and
Hmm.
he wrote a game that's on Steam. I can't name it now, but it was sort of like a voxel game. It wasn't quite like Minecraft. It had better
Hmm.
graphics, but it was a voxel RPG game that he made. And I thought it was really funny that, I just met another developer IRL.
Right.
um,
Yeah. It's uncommon. It's very uncommon.
but yet the funny part is I completely lost touch with him, and after I've serviced his computer, talked for like a week, and I kids, and I never
Right.
heard again.
Right. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, no, they're all around us too. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should check out a convention or something. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my homework. Find a friend that does some coding. Maybe we can do it in person together. That'd be a lot of fun. Like
Right?
side to side coding. I've never done that before.
Like a throwback to the early 2000s, late 90s
Yeah.
LAN party.
Coding. I was gonna say a coding LAN party. Yeah.
Like
That'd be
this,
so much
like
fun.
the Social
Or
Network movie.
yeah.
We'll just rent a fucking house in California
Or
somewhere on
what
the
about
beach.
this? We could even host our own event, right? We could host an event at some sort of coffee shop that is willing to uh,
Put up with a
be
bunch
a
of
venue
nerds.
for us. Yeah, invite some nerds. We could do like a little coding competition,
The
kind of
Dev
like the game
Cafe.
jam. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think
Oh
that'd be so
God,
much fun.
that'd be great. We'll have to host it somewhere that
Oh yeah, I think
somewhere
that'd
that
be so much fun.
I can get to cheap.
Yeah, yeah. This is a future project.
Totally, totally. So I noticed that we do have a couple of viewers. Have any of our do any of our viewers have any sort of horror stories from when they were learning to code? If you do, throw them in the comments, throw them in the chat. I'd love to hear some of your stories when you were learning and when you were how your experiences went, what learning looked like for you in your era. However, it's it's kind of getting to that time.
I
Looks like
agree.
looks like my coffee has vanished. Some little gremlin has been drinking my coffee. So, with no
Is that
guests,
gremlin you?
I am a gremlin. I am.
Yeah.
So, with no guest this week, we just had two developers thinking out loud, shooting the shit. If you guys enjoyed this, by all means, hit the like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you get notified when we go live next week with the Dev Cafe.
Ah, have a good night, guys.
And as always, keep that curiosity open, keep your skills sharp, and that coffee cup full. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.